Good morning, or it is morning here still, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bernie Filoni from Fascan International. We are the importer for the Jekko mini crane. Most of you may know about Fascan International because we've been handling the Fasci articulated crane here in the U.S. since 1992. Behind me is the SPD360 mini crane. As you can tell, they have crawlers that come in either black rubber tracks or, for inside work, non-marking white tracks. They're very compact. The animal Jekko is very apropos to this product, and I'll tell you why. The Jekko lizard fits in small places. It's lightweight. They're maneuverable. They're very quick to move, set up. They're adaptable, and they can have pinpoint accuracy. The outriggers on these cranes have 4 settings on a radius basis, and they have 2 settings per each leg for leveling. Jekko comes standard with a full LMI and integrated stability control system. So the outriggers are monitored. If there is, for safety, if they didn't put enough pressure on the outrigger and the initial setup, and they're lifting a load and one of the outriggers comes a little bit light, the machine will know, stop the operation, so that the operator will then have to go back and reset the outriggers. The Jekko has a load readout telling him, the operator, what's on the hook, as well as a bar graph to show him a percentage of maximum so that he can tell where he is in the load chart. All these readouts are available on the control. The Jekko unit is very, very compact, as you can see. This unit is only 10 foot 2 when a jib is folded on the side, and it will fit in a standard door. So it'll go in the underneath 80 inches, and it's go in a 32-inch door. This is this is the largest in, as I'm told, in this class. To be able to go in a single door, we have a larger unit in our booth that will go through a double door. This unit here behind us is totally battery powered, which in some applications, whether it be inside atrium use or if you stop by, you'll see to set up Central Park on the Oasis of the Seas. That big ship, they could not have anything that burned any type of combustible fuel on the boat. That was the Royal Caribbean's safety requirement, so only an electric unit would work. This unit comes standard with a smart charger. Just plug it into a wall socket, and it will convert the electricity to charge up the batteries. Has 360-degree continuous rotation. If you'll notice, as Keith is operating, that you can operate this crane like I would call it a big crane. You can run, our remotes are truly multifunctional and proportional controls. They are finite, as you can make the functions go full speed or down to that pinpoint accuracy I was talking about. The outriggers are at the same end. The controls for the drive, the outriggers are all at one end, again for, in my opinion, safety. The crane, the outriggers can be in any position, and the crane will know that through the integrated stability control that the crane is properly set up and is capable of operating to its load chart. As you can see, the one thing with the jib, it has 4 offset settings, and it's manually telescopic. On our other unit, that jib is hydraulically articulating and hydraulically extended. What that does is that gives you the adaptability to be able to reach up and over in tight, confined areas with, I don't know if anybody else is from Baltimore, but our infrastructure is just falling apart. A lot of it's been built since early 1900s, and they have to do work on changing the pumps in the water treatment plants. They have to work inside some of the sewer plants, and there's not a lot of space, because when they built it back in the 1900s, they built it here and put up a building, and then they just put stuff around it, and you can barely walk in there. And to do some of this work, what they're looking at right now is they've got to rent a 300 or 500 ton crane, not to lift something heavy, but to be able to reach and come down through the roof to be able to move the object. With these cranes, they can get in through as I said, a single standard door, and they can get over with the up and over reach of the jib. They can now place a line and pick up that light piece and move it out. You take power plants. You know, they have to do service on turbines. When they do the service on the turbines, you've got bolts and nuts that they have to check and change that weigh 180 pounds. Well, I can tell you, I can't lift 180 pounds, and if you had somebody like Rich and myself trying to lift 180 pounds, we'd be bumping into each other. Take a mini crane that is non-marking tracks in these clean plants, go up there, put a line down, pick up the bolt, put it beside, take another one, put it down, finished. It'd save them millions of dollars in just uptime, because now that what would take 2 guys 4 or 5 hours to do, you can do it with this crane in maybe an hour. So that's the adaptability, pinpoint accuracy, and getting in through the small doors. They're lightweight. With these mini cranes, our ground pressure is just over 6 pounds per square inch when it's driving. With the outriggers, the maximum that you can get on this model here, if you pardon me, go check my notes, is with the standard pads is 109 psi underneath the foot. But every Jekko comes standard with an auxiliary set of pads that are about 15 inches by 15 inches, lightweight plastic, that will take this ground pressure of 109 down to 17 psi. And that will distribute the load, and most engineers, you get down that low, you're good on a lot of the smaller, thicker, or not as thick floors, concrete floors. We at Jekko have a program that, you know, if it's going on a specific floor, you can give us what the job requires, the capacity, how far you have to reach with the machine. We have a program that will give you the actual readings by outrigger foot of the load on each one of those feet. And by angle of where the boom is on the clock. And that can be given to the building engineer so that he knows, and he can either disapprove or approve that product to go onto the floor. Industries, I mentioned a few, but some of the main industries are glass, curtain wall, as I said, plants, maintenance. They can be used on some of our bigger ones. They have pick and carry capability. I was just mentioning for like landscapers to pick trees and carry them into the backyard. The uses of these, much like our articulated cranes, the uses are just opening. A lot of people don't really know about this product. They don't know what its capabilities are, much like the articulated cranes. I'll tell you a quick analogy. You know, necessity is the mother of invention. All right, if you talk to the people that handle the National and the Terex and those big boom trucks, they'll tell you they don't sell many, if any, in Europe. Why? Because there's not enough room to set these big units up. Well, they still have to lift stuff there. Hence, they came up with something compact, the articulated crane, that can fold the knuckle boom and they can lift loads in tight areas. While that same necessity invented this type of design and crane, whether it's here or the other two mini crane people are from Japan. We've all seen on YouTube the videos of trying to get on a subway train in Japan. You know, it's very tight over there. So the uses here in the U.S. are just opening up. This product is got so much capability, so much adaptability that you buy it for one use and you'll find it can do this and it can do that. And that's pretty much it. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to having you stop by our booth and we can let you play with them. All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Bernie. Do we have any questions? Tracy?
Bernie, do the outriggers adjust for the difference in grade?
Yes, they do. They adjust for difference in grade. They are adaptable in length as well. It can be flat. You can lay them out flatter so you can put one higher and the others lower. And as I said, they adapt radially so that you can be like I have a picture over there of one of our mini cranes. It's up against a wall, and the two outriggers are straight up along the wall, and the other two outriggers are out, and they're lifting. The machine knows that it can't go past those outriggers, and it's lifting the load on the other side where the outriggers are extended.
Another question. Michael.
I got a couple of them.
Yeah.
I walked in a bit late, so I apologize if you
That's
don't
all right.
mention what I'm about to ask. But what is the weight capacity?
This unit here is 3,900 pounds at like 6 or 7 feet. Let's see here, at 5 feet.
And roughly ballpark figure, what is the retail cost of a unit like this?
They're in the range of about 120 to 100 to 120, depends on, because, I know I was going to mention, depends on the attachments that you have. And that is one thing that the Jekko, because, again, that necessity of invention, is they engineer from the ground up, not only the product, but the stuff that goes on it. I'm talking about the jibs. You can put man baskets on it. You can put a glass handler on it. And each one of those attachments, if you look at them, you can tell that they're manufactured by Ormet, the manufacturer of Jekko, because it's got a serial number and a plate right from the manufacturer for that add-on piece. So you could have this as a crane, you could have it as a man basket, or you can have it as a glass manipulator or curtain wall manipulator. Put a device on it. Yes.
And how long have these been on the market?
The Jekko was brought into the U.S. in 2005, I think. It's Keith, how old's Jekko? 2005? 2004 is when they've been making them, the product. Our two gentlemen that are coming up next have been a lot longer. But here in the U.S., I can't speak for them. I know the Jekko's been here since 2005.
Another question, Tracy.
What's the battery life? How long?
Well, Keith, how long would you get a life out of the battery? What he said is continuous use unplugged, you get an hour, hour and a half. But once you're set up, you can just plug it into a wall charger and you can run it. The charging system will charge the batteries and run the unit.
And what's
Drive speed is on the electric unit is slow. It's less than a mile an hour. On the internal combustion units, they're a little bit faster.
One more question.
And the lifting lugs on the tracks,
That is tie-down lugs.
oh, tie-down lugs.
Yes.
Okay, I know sometimes there's applications where you might lift this like in a building.
Right here, up on the outriggers, these are your 4 lifting points, and just lift it up with slings.
And is that set up for the center of gravity?
Yes.
Well, there's 4.
There's 4. There's 1 on each outrigger. So 4-point lift.
And coming up next,
Thank you.
we have the Spider